everybody, today we're going to be making a sticker, and I thought it would be fun if we used our drawings that we scanned and uploaded with our phones in this assignment if you wanted to. So to do that, we're going to use a program called Photosscissors, because what we want to do is remove that background from your sketch. And so I have an image I'm going to upload that is on my desktop, a little screenshot of a little cartoon that I made. This is Sally, and you can see here it's a little blurry because it was a screenshot, but what you'll see is you'll see your image on the left hand side, and everything that's in green will be white, and where you see the the white and gray squares, that will be transparent. And so if you look at this, you can see that this area right here is white, and we want that to go away. And also the area around her ear here, you can also see it's not filled in. So we want to go through and we want to sort of make sure that the whole image is white, and that the background, especially here under her arms, is transparent. So to do that, we're going to use these tools that are up here on the upper left hand side. You can also use a zoom tool if you need to get closer. You can, if you have a 2-button mouse with a scroll wheel on it, you can also zoom in and out that way. And we're going to primarily be using this green tool, which is kind of a fill tool. So you'll notice that if I click, it draws some green, and if you look on the side over on the transparent side, you'll see that her ear is starting to get filled in. We're also going to be using the eraser tool in a minute. But the other thing I wanted to show you is you can make these tools bigger if you slide it to the right, or smaller if you slide it to the left. So now I'm going to keep filling in her ear here. And I'm just going to quickly look and see if there's some other areas that I need to fill in. And I do. So, and there's some little areas in here like her sneakers. I'm just going to fill those in. You might also see that there's some lighter areas, and you might just want to go over them to make sure that they're really filled in so that everything is white. So anywhere that you see a hole in the line art, you're going to want to go fill that in. And so that's what I'm doing with this. Now what I want to do is I want to remove this area right here. So I'm going to go and use the tool next to the green dot, and this is the erase. See, it says erase markings. I'm going to click that, and this slider tool also will affect that. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to erase as much as I can carefully. And oops, sometimes you have to be a little careful. You may erase too much, but you can always go back and fix that. So I'm just kind of get the big parts out. These areas are a little small for me to get, so I'm going to have to change my tool size. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come in here again too. Sometimes when you have a bigger tool, and it's a little hard to see, and you can see it's white, so when you're working on this background, it's a little difficult. Okay, I'm also gonna, she looks a little lighter over here, so I'm just gonna go over this again. All right, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make my eraser tool a little smaller so that I can get into some of these other areas. So you can see here. And what you'll see is, I accidentally cut some of that off. And I'm gonna go in and just try to get some of this stuff away. And I think I'm going to make my tool really small right now, and I'm going to try and get in there. And remember, you can always come back in and fix anything if you get rid of it. So I'm going to go right in these little corners here. And I'm going to come back and fix that later. I also see some little parts up here on her hair. And I'll just go back. And on her dress here. because if I put her on a color background, any of the white that's left is going to show. So we really just want to make sure that we clean that up. And your sketches hopefully weren't too complicated, I don't think. So they might not be that hard to clean up if you want to remove the background. And it does look better if you do remove the background. So now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to go back into these areas that I accidentally erased. And I'm going to add that so that you can at least see the line art. And you can test how this looks by changing the background. So if you click this background and you change it to a solid color and you pick a solid color just to test it, then you can really see where you might have to remove some things. So this is okay. And so now what you're going to do, once you have it the way you want it, and if you want it to be a transparent background, make sure you change this back to transparent. You can also crop this if you'd like a little bit, and you're going to click download, and it will, if your image is higher resolution, it'll tell you you have to do, for the free version, you'll have to do the lower resolution. And then you're going to come over and you're going to add that to your Google sticker.